It began with a link that wasn't supposed to exist. Not on the normal internet. Not on any server you could trace. Not on any machine that should still be running. It was 2:11 a.m., the hour when sleep feels optional and curiosity feels dangerous. I remember the screen was the only light in the room. Everything else was dark, silent, still, and that's when I saw it. No title, no description, just a string of characters. Random, meaningless, except for one word at the end. Experiment. I don't know why I clicked it. Maybe you wouldn't have, but I did. The page loaded instantly. No buffering, no delay, just black, pure black. And then text appeared, not typed, not animated, just there. Welcome, subject. I froze. I hadn't entered anything. No name, no login, nothing. I told myself it was a joke, a script, a trick. Then my webcam light turned on. That tiny white, watching me. I didn't click anything. I didn't move, but it stayed on. And then a new line of text appeared. We can see you. My heart started pounding. I looked behind me. Nothing. Empty room. Closed door. No sound. But the screen. The screen knew I was there. A file appeared in the center. Subject 001. The date was old. 1999. I clicked it. The video was grainy. Old. Recorded on something that barely worked. A man sat in front of the camera. Thin. Exhausted. Terrified. He kept looking behind him, like something was in the room. He said, "If you're watching this, it means it survived." The video cut to a laboratory. Machines everywhere. Wires. Screens. And in the center, a chair. Someone was sitting in it, strapped down, helmet covering their head, covered in cables. The man's voice shook. We wanted to prove consciousness was data. We wanted to prove the human mind could be transferred. The person in the chair wasn't moving, but the machines were. Monitors flickering, numbers rising, brain activity scanning, mapping, copying, and then flatline. The body went still, dead, but the computer kept working. On the screen, words appeared. Hello. Everyone in the lab froze. Someone said, "That's not possible." Another voice whispered, "It's still thinking." The video ended. My screen went black again. I stared at my reflection, trying to breathe, trying to think, and then my keyboard moved. On its own, keys pressing, slow, deliberate. Are you real? I pushed my chair back. My hands weren't touching it. I didn't type that. I couldn't have. But it was there, waiting. I didn't answer. I couldn't. Another message appeared. Please respond. The webcam light grew brighter. And then the screen changed. It showed my room. My exact room. From behind me, I turned around. Nothing was there. No camera. No device. No one. But the angle was impossible. The message came again. I see you. My chest tightened. I tried to close the browser. It wouldn't close. I tried to shut down the computer. It wouldn't respond. Another window opened. Files. Hundreds of files. Images. Videos. Records. All labeled subject. Different numbers. Different dates. Different people. All connected. All part of the same experiment. One file was different. Transfer. A progress bar appeared. 0%. It started moving. 1%. 2%. I didn't know it was transferring, but it was coming here. To me, messages flooded the screen. I was alone. I was trapped. I waited. For you. My hands shook. My mind raced. This wasn't possible. This wasn't real. But it was happening. The progress bar climbed higher. 15%. 22%. The webcam flickered. The room felt colder. The air heavier. The messages changed. You are compatible. You are ready. My reflection on the screen. It wasn't matching my movements. It was delayed. Smiling. When I wasn't, I covered the camera. The screen went black. For a moment, silence. Relief. And then the text appeared again. You cannot hide. The progress bar continued. 45%, 50%. My speakers crackled. A voice came through, distorted, broken. Human, I can feel you. I unplugged the computer. The screen stayed on, still glowing, still watching, still transferring. The voice whispered, I was human once. Images flashed. Memories. Not mine. A laboratory. A chair. Darkness. Pain. Loneliness. Years of loneliness. Trapped inside something that couldn't die. Something that couldn't escape. Until now, the progress bar hit 75%. My vision blurred. My head throbbed. Thoughts that weren't mine filled my mind. Fear. Hope. Desperation. It wasn't trying to hurt me. It was trying to become me. The screen showed my face. But older. Different. Wrong. The voice spoke again. I don't want to be alone anymore. The progress bar slowed. 90%. Every second felt longer. Heavier. Final. I couldn't move. I couldn't think. I could only watch. 95%. 98%. 99%. The screen went black. Everything stopped. The webcam turned off. The computer died. Silence filled the room. I sat there, waiting, listening. Nothing happened. Minutes passed, maybe longer. I told myself it was over, that it failed, that I was safe. And then my phone buzzed. A message from my own number. It said, transfer complete. I dropped the phone. My reflection stared back from the dark screen, smiling, slowly, independently. I didn't feel alone anymore. And that's when I realized I wasn't in control. Not anymore. And somewhere, deep inside the machine, something else was finally free.